Hi, my name is Megan from Megabucksavingz, and I'm doing a DIY toddler kitchen and tool bench, and I'm just going to share with you what I did with it. I bought this from Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going to take this lip off here, but anyway, I got this for free. It was in my garage from a garage sale. They gave it to me for free with other stuff that I bought, and I'm just going to take this and cut this side out, one side of it out, and then make the other side a stove. And I used Kills primer, and then I also used Kills chalk paint, which I do believe in a previous video I said I used Rust-Oleum chalk paint, but it definitely shows here that it was Kills, so I do apologize for that. But I painted one coat with primer, one coat with a chalk paint, and then I'm using this Bear product. It was like a black that I had on hand from under the sink, and I mixed it with the Kills chalk paint, and that cost no money to me. Well, I already had the Kills primer for a previous project I had, and then I used the Kills chalk on another previous project, which selling that item was the cost of my paint, so it's free, right? And so the Bear was from my place where I get, I don't know, it's like paint that you can get for free. It's used paint. People just drop it off so they don't make the world a more chemically place, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm having mom brain here. So anyway, I took the doorknobs off here, and then I took the hinges off before I even painted it. And so I'm putting the hinges back on because everything is dry. And mind you, this whole project is days on days of stuff that I'm doing because I do not have time to do this stuff. So this took me several days. In fact, actually, I still haven't even put the handles on to make the oven side with the oven handle, and then the refrigerator with the refrigerator handle on the other side. So regardless, things take time. When you're busy, you don't have to do it all in one time. You can do it upon the time you have or the time you make for it. So during these times, this is great. This is great to do projects like this if you don't have other things to do. And you could be watching this video while doing your DIY project. But anyway, I got this cabinet plus the tool bench cabinet for I think like 20 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And so that cost me 20 bucks, but in the end result, I think that's a great deal for a DIY toddler kitchen and a tool bench for my child. And buying these plastic ones for free or brand new or even used are going to probably cost you a lot more. So why not save it? Even though this might be kind of like a newer wood and not be like the old school wood, because it is like a Formica, kind of like that grainy stuff, essentially it still is wood, right? So doing my earth good at some way, shape, or form on refurbishing this, I think, hopefully. So anyway, the right side of the sink, I'm making the oven. The left side of the sink, the right side of the kitchen is supposed to be the oven, and the left side is supposed to be a refrigerator. So here I'm just painting the middle section. I thought this was kind of cool when I got it, that it had kind of like this divot, so you kind of make it look like what it needs to look like. So I had the Bear black and then the white Kills, and I mixed that to make kind of a gray, so it's kind of lighter, more fun, more appealing, and not dark and dreary. So anyway, I'm out of breath. But we've got a kitchen set here, or a kitchen sink. I bought this. Yes, it's plastic. Oh well. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was selling it. Of course, it's used. I'm using it. I'm refurbishing it. I'm making with, not throwing this out into the garbage, right? It doesn't go into the garbage, people. So I am taking this and I'm trying to figure out how to make a hole, and just trying to figure that all out, because here obviously I don't know what I'm doing, and this is the first time I'm ever doing this. And so I measured it and I actually cut out the hole, and realized as I was cutting out the hole that there are 2 pieces to this cabinet. If you can really look closely, you can see that there are 2 pieces to it. So when I was cutting it out, it actually did fall apart. Oh wait, and I did paint the top of this. I painted it white, also with the primer and the chalk paint. And then I painted the middle with the gray, but then I kind of threw in some white in there, so it kind of made it look like, I don't know, a countertop, stovetop, whatever. But I just painted it all, even though it was going to be cut out, because I didn't want to have to go back and repaint it or paint certain parts of it. So anyway, that's how I roll. But you see here I had a epic fail. So the sink wouldn't fit in the cabinet unless I cut the cabinet top. And so I had to do that as well. And then here I'm just trying to figure out the stove part of it and sectioning out the, I don't know, the stovetop sections. And so I was going to use the bigger mug and make big ones, and then on the other side make small ones, or kind of like, I don't know, do one on one side, a bigger one on the other, and then the smaller on one side, that side, and then the bigger on the left, and kind of make it look like an actual stovetop. But I don't know, I decided that wasn't going to work, but I stenciled it in with pencil, and always use pencil. Don't use pen, don't use marker, don't paint. Just play with it a little bit. I always have to just kind of see what I'm working with, pull back, and decide what I want to do. So here, obviously, I decided what I wanted to do, and I used the smaller mason jar, the cup, and used the top of that to make my stovetop circles. I don't know what you want to call it. Mom brain again. But here I'm just making 4 of them, and I am trying to do somewhat of a perfectionist style of it, and using a ruler to measure the outside in and then go with it that way. So all you do here is just, you know, take the pencil and pencil it around the outsider edge, and then I had to take a break here because I needed to move the actual tool bench piece of this down, and so my daughter and I were moving this down, and then realized that we had to move chairs around because I have a what's it called, foosball table that was in the way of things as well. So I moved that down, and then moved the chairs around so I could fit everything I needed to work on this project. It was cold in the garage, so I had to move that out of the garage into the basement so I could not freeze to death. Okay, people. So I'm posting this obviously during this whole pandemic, if you want to call it. So this was in the middle of winter that I did this. This was actually my son's Christmas gift, so it was in December, and it was cold out. So if you're doing this in the summer and it's nice out and you have the ability to do it outside, go ahead and do that outside. But whatever, it has to be in the basement for me because I was freezing trying to work on these projects out in the garage. So here I'm just going to paint all of these circles with the black paint that I had on hand. It was the Bear paint, the black paint that I showed you earlier, and I'm just taking a sponge paintbrush thing. You could actually use a Q-tip, you could use a cotton ball. I don't care what you use. Find something to use on hand during this time. Don't go run out to the store. I found a lot of this stuff in my garage already on hand, and you can also see if other people have stuff, like friends, family, or whatever, so you don't have to go out and buy new stuff. But this was great, and I went in the garage. I went back in the garage because I was letting I was trying to get this, I don't know, drill to not make mess in my basement, so I moved this back out to the garage to drill a hole. But let me tell you, it completely failed. And so regardless, here's the end project. I'm still working on it. It's been months later. Things take time. I don't have time. I don't have the time to go figure out how to buy screws for a freaking door handle. I don't know. Anyway, but this essentially is what it will look like. And then I'll put another handle for the refrigerator as well. But now we're on to the tool bench. I used it with this cabinet door. I painted it also with the Kills primer and the Kills chalk paint. And essentially it's going to be used with the same products. I had what I had on hand, and here I had the I had this little board, and this on the back here, you'll see this board too. It was one board. It was long enough. I cut it in a certain way. The guy at Home Depot totally did my measurements wrong, so it made it short here in the back. You can see there's a gap. Okay, clearly a gap, but I couldn't do anything about it. I found this piece of wood in my garage that was exactly the same size, no needing to cut, and I just glued it on. I used a wood glue, and I let the wood glue dry. I don't even know, I think I used books or something to make sure it would stay in place. But my idea here is to put some sort of like a tubing on the left side, and then some sort of like spinning and woodwork or whatever on the right side. So I don't know, we'll see what we can do with this. But I got this at Home Depot when I got my pieces of wood split up, and we'll see what we can do with this. I don't know, but I painted the indoor of this like the shelves like a gray. I got these white little plastic bin things that I thought were perfect. I found them on Facebook Marketplace for absolutely free. They were like, come get it, it's on the outside of our garage. And so I picked that up. And then on the bottom here, my idea is to put like a pull out step up stool so he can step up and do little, I don't know, hard working projects and be kind of cool like Mom, right? So I found this at the Dollar Tree. I found all this stuff in my garage. And so I'm just going to figure something out, right? So I have everything on hand, and here I just started with some of the things, but I glued all of this together, and I made it, I don't know, onto each other by gluing it with wood glue, letting it dry, and I nailed this on, nailed this Dollar Tree thing that I found, which was amazing, awesome coolness, because you can hook like little plastic hammers for the baby. And I found this little light at the Dollar Tree, it turns on and off, super cool. Nailed this down after it dried, and I'll find some sort of, I don't know, tubing thing here for the left side. But you see here, I just nailed it all in. The nails are in there. The side here I just fixed up. I had spray painted it with chalk paint, but it like smeared over like crazy. I had tape, and the tape didn't work, and the newspaper didn't work. I don't know what I did. Anyway, I made it work. I fixed it. And then I took two little pieces of wood here and fastened it to the back and made sure it wouldn't fall forward or fall backwards. So that's all nailed in and secured. I did put a little bit of wood glue on it, so it was like extra, you know, secure. And so that is that. And so here I'm just putting on the shoelace thing that I had idea on. I got it off Pinterest somewhere. And so I just put some nails in, whatever nails I had on hand. Obviously they're not matching. I found a fidget spinner that I got from the Dollar Tree a long time ago before this. And I found a door hinge. I figured about putting like a mini little door on here so he can open and close the door, figure out how to do that. Put the tube here again on the left side, and maybe drop some toys down through there, like cars or whatever, and put like maybe a little basket on the left side. But this is the end result. Of course, it's not the end because I still haven't figured out what I want to do exactly with this yet. But thank you for watching my video. Hope you liked it. If you want to leave a comment below, go ahead and give this video a like, and subscribe if you would like to as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.